Hey Mark, Euphoria Season 3, Episode 1. Let's get right to it. Action! What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I am your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan 680.
I'm Angela, that Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. It's been a long time since we've done TV in a while. It really has been. Just because of the fact, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, just because of the fact that it's a hard commitment. It really is. Every week, it's tough. We have
with
regular jobs.
Yeah, with everything we've going on.
Yeah, it's definitely
hard.
tough. It's so tough that we used to do it for a lot of TV shows, reality shows and TV and regular TV shows though. And we didn't do it. I don't think we did it for the last season of House of Dragon, but we did it for the last season, the very first season of House of Dragon. We did it for, and I think we're going to do it because season 3 is going to be in June. So I think it's going to work out really good. So. Typically, when we don't have a vacation planned, we like to say, yes, we'll stay committed full out. But if we're missing more than 2 episodes and we have stuff planned already, we're kind of like, damn, I don't want to half commit. But because
booked for us.
Yeah, but because how influential and how of an impact this show really was at the time and everything, and still is even to this day. We talked about it. We're like, we need to do this. We're gonna do Maul too. I want to do Darth Maul series as well. That season was really good. Started off really fucking good. Never knew I would expected a Maul series to start off so good, but
I did.
Oh my god. Anyways, so we're gonna do Maul. I just don't know how we're gonna do it yet. But anyways. We're still going to do it. But anyways, let's get right to it, guys. Hope you stay tuned for this. This is our review of episode 1, season 3 of Euphoria, man. I'm excited. All right, stay tuned, guys. Let's go.
Go down, Moses.
A few years after high school, I don't know if life was exactly what I wished. But somehow, for the first time, I was beginning to have faith.
Yeah, first and foremost,
Thank you for the recap because I
Yeah.
did not remember. I mean, it's fuzzy. It's been so long. Like, how long has it been since the last
4
season?
years.
See, and that's, oh my gosh, that's been so long. And I forgot a lot of the stuff that had happened.
So did
I
I.
got the gist of it. Like, I know Cassie and Maddie had the fallout. I know Rue and I forgot her name now.
Cassie?
Hunter Schafer's character.
Jules.
Jules, yes.
Yeah.
I know they had like a tension fallout. So much happened. I know Cassie finally got Nate, but like not really. It's just, there's so much I remember very vaguely that happened last season. So thank you, HBO, for doing that recap, please.
Yeah, so today's episode title, because Twitter actually released it yesterday. So today's episode title is Endel. So very interesting. Release date is on April 12th, which is today, and they're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes, and a season finale actually being May 31st.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty good.
On a cruise then.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, dog it.
Gosh
Again, we talk
darn
about
it.
it. We talk about this shit all the time. It's like, dude, our vacation. Anyways, but let's get right to it. Without further ado, we'll talk about spoilers at the very end and everything. And so, yeah, we'll talk about that at the very end. But Angela, what did you think of episode 1, season 3 of Euphoria? What did you think of this movie, of this series?
I think right off the bat, I feel like it had a different vibe. Like, it was definitely filmed differently.
Yeah.
I really liked how it started out because you see kind of like where Rue is at now, and it's not good.
No.
She's clean. She's good. She's clean. But
from what we can tell,
she's gotten
she's clean.
into drunk trouble again, Rue, making it up for
Yeah.
Lori in the suitcase that happened last season.
Yeah.
With losing all that.
I think it was like 40,000.
Inventory, something like that.
Yeah, 50,000.
And
then she did a
Lori came to
20%
collect,
interest rate.
Oh, it was 10,000.
10,000, I'm sorry.
And then the 20% per month for what is
Yeah.
it, 46 months or something like that.
Yeah, we saw that from the trailer. So I understand. Yeah, we kind of.
That's a lot more.
See, here's the thing, though. The trailer, after watching episode 1, and again, we're not going to talk about spoilers just yet. But I feel like the trailer showed us a lot of episode 1. A lot. The first trailer of Euphoria. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Because I think this was to set up like where these characters are now. And I think the most of the characters we see in this first episode are going to be Rue and then Cassie and Nate.
Yeah.
And I think we get a small mention of Maddie and then a small mention of, is it Lisa? those are who we see usually in this first one. So I think you're right. Like the trailer kind of sets up like this is where it's picking up,
where it's going on.
Where it's going. So it makes sense that it reveals most of what's in episode 1.
And we knew for a fact already because of the fact that they actually didn't start filming for so many X amount of years. We knew they had to be a time jump, and there finally was. It's been confirmed, guys. There is a significant time jump post high school. But anyways, I mean, this season 3 episode 1 really feels more grounded than everything. It feels definitely more mature for its age, if you will. I feel like it's not as crazy as the previous seasons, the last couple seasons were of episode 1. No, but episode 1. I'm talking about episode 1. So comparing episode 1 to the last 2 seasons, it's not as crazy. But I feel like I can't believe it's been 4 to 5 years later, and I have to look it up. But Angela, see if you can look it up. Is it 4 or 5 years? Like I don't know if I can remember, but
4.
Okay, yeah. So Angela will check that while I'm talking here. So I feel like that with these characters, I've come to realize how much vulnerability there really is in all these characters, and to kind of see how they go about. Sam Levinson's brilliant mind here has written and directed. It is 5. Holy crap! It's been 5 years. When was the last season 2? When did it come out? Can't believe it's been 5 years. Damn, that's crazy.
Oh no, like in the show, it's 5 years time jump between.
Oh, okay, in the show. Oh, okay, gotcha.
3.
Yeah, so it's been 5 years. So obviously, graduation, all that good stuff. I feel like though I don't know. I just feel like that we kind of leave off. If I were to say this, I feel like that in a way, I feel like that we kind of jump right into things, and it felt very good. It felt very natural. It didn't feel like there's a huge time. No, it kind of did a little bit, not really, but it felt very natural. I feel like that we didn't.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And then it's been 4 years technically from the time of our timeline, when it comes down to the season 2, right? So I thought that was very interesting to see how great of a writing and directing we saw by Sam Levinson, because of the fact that he had to acknowledge and really create this world all over again, and to say it has to be, because it was like, dude, they kept you in high school for so long.
Yeah.
They were already adults when the series started, and then now they have to pretend it's like, no, it just can't work. So I felt much appreciated by Sam Levinson, because he took that into consideration when it comes to the writing. And I agree with you. The film style feels very Quentin Tarantino modern. It feels fucking good.
Yeah, it feels definitely different vibe than the past seasons, and I liked it. And I also, like I said, I love the sets where it was like filmed, because it's filmed partially in the desert for the opening bit. I think it's filmed beautifully, and I think it's really cool to see where these characters are at now. And I really like the storytelling that it's kind of like brought upon introducing these characters, reintroducing them again. 5 years later. So I really liked the style. I really do have really good hope. I think it's going to be beautifully filmed throughout the whole season. And I can already tell.
It's a lot. And we got a sneak peek at the very end.
There's so much to unpack, and especially the sneak peek for the ending. There's so much more that's going to happen. So many people are like in trouble. People get into things they shouldn't. Things happen. It's crazy. This looks like another wild ride. Like, I know Euphoria, the first 2 seasons was like crazy, chaotic, unpredictable. It was just a spiral of like worse and worse. And I feel like this could probably top that.
I completely agree with you. And that's the thing. This it feels like something's about to happen and something's about to erupt. But at the same time, though, it's bringing us back into the world of Euphoria. And it just feels so natural. I mean, I'll say it again, it just feels very grounded. It feels like an emotional roller coaster. And it hasn't even hit the fan yet. Mainly, you're just seeing these characters kind of live in the world that we left them in. And it feels good. It really does. It feels a little bit of growth there.
It was a really great setup. Nothing crazy happens here.
Well, it talks about adulthood. We talked about adulthood. Consequences.
And I like that Ruse also. We get her. There's a small bit where she is talking with Coleman Domingo's character. I think
Coleman Domingo.
Was it not mentor?
Mentor.
Mentor.
Yeah.
She's they have
she met him at that in that
diner.
meeting. She met him in that AAA meeting for drug addiction and all that.
But I really like that conversation.
He was definitely love it.
Different vibe for her. But I am kind of curious how that's going to influence her decisions this season.
Yeah.
If you will. And I love all of the cast. Like, coming to me.
Yeah.
Zendaya. Oh, my goodness. And I saw we got Rosalia for a little bit. She's going to be in there for a few episodes. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be, it's a great setup episode. Nothing crazy happens, but it is definitely puts you where, like you say, right back into this world, reintroduces these characters in this new timeline. Love it. And I have really great hopes for the rest of the season. Yeah,
no, me too, definitely. I guess let's go to ratings, Angela. Let's shift over to conversation. We're going to go to ratings, guys, and then we're going to go shift over to the spoilers, the neat and gritty, because it's hard to not talk about this episode without spoilers, and we'll talk about every single thing that we saw in this episode. But let's get right to it. Angela, what are you going to give this rating? 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest for this episode of Euphoria.
I'll give it like a 7.
Because
it's a pretty solid opening. You know,
it is.
You see what craziness Rue's in now, and you know where that leads her. You see Cassie and Nate where their relationship is now, and you know it kind of gives a little hints of like turmoil, but also hints of like the future because of the decisions they're gonna make. Same thing with Rue. We get a little bit of Lisa. We get a little bit of Maddie, which is very interesting because it kind of pulls you in like, what's going to happen next? So again, I think it was a really, really great setup for what's going to happen the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And I am glad that the sneak peek didn't reveal a lot.
It didn't.
So I hope that there are still surprises for the rest of the season. I hope there are certain characters that return. I hope that certain characters are explained. I really, really have high expectations for the rest of the season. So
Same here.
I really can't wait to catch up and, you know, every Sunday and see what
else is in the world. What else is unveiling.
But it's a 7.
I'm going to give it a solid 7 as well, guys. I really enjoyed this episode. This episode showed so much. I love to be back in the world. I really do. Headphones almost came up. I love being back in the world. You know, it's funny. We had this conversation about if Rue would find religion. I remember I brought this up before the season even started.
Well, because of the last season when she was in the church.
Yeah. And so I was all like, you know, if Rue found religion, if she found God, I feel like she might have found maybe some kind of different sense of purpose in life. Whether you know whether whatever you choose, right, in this life, you know. So I feel like that if she would have found that, and then more so, we get to see that kind of develop even more so in here. But I really did enjoy this episode. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I love the film style in here. It was really good, and yeah, it's a really solid episode. It's a grounded. It doesn't show so much that's happening, and I'm okay with that because I don't need to go chaotic in the first out the gate because I feel like this is definitely going to be.
That's
about
later.
Story. No. But it's about story though, developing. That's what we want to see. We don't want to just see people get murdered or die or OD. God, heaven forbid, we don't want that to happen. But at the same time though, we want to see these characters develop even better lives than when we left them. You know, at least we hope so.
Ooh,
we'll see with what happens with Rue and everything. I'm just scared. But anyways, all right, guys. So I just want to let you know we're gonna talk about spoilers. So spoilers, just letting you know, guys.
If you haven't seen it, you don't want spoilers. Just here.
Spoilers. Okay. All right, guys. All right, let's get right to it. So first and foremost, Rue's situation. We know there's a time jump, right? So it's exactly 5 years after Rue's situation here is clean, but barely holding it together.
Lori finds her.
Yeah, Lori fucking finds her, that bitch. Okay, she fucking finds her saying, you owe me money. You owe me money, Rue.
With a lot of interest.
Yeah, with a lot of 20%. Fuck.
20% monthly.
Monthly. Oh, God.
And after 4 years, that ended up being like 4.3 million.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But she's like, I'll settle for 100,000.
She's crazy. She's as crazy as the fucking drugs she's mules. Like, it's like, dude.
That's how they get you. The drug lords do that.
Yeah.
But you see what Rue has to do to pay it back because she doesn't have that kind of money on her. And, you know, basically she becomes a drug mule, unfortunately. So that's the opening scene is where she's literally...
From the trailer. Yeah.
Going in from Mexico into the U.S.
That was... and then she's smuggling people while on the top of that. And it's just so... mind-boggling. Like, what the fuck, Rue?
What
like,
have
Rue,
you gotten into yourself?
What do you do? You're not in high school no more. Like, this is real life. You can fuck your life up right now.
Federal prison.
You go to fucking federal prison. And so you get to see where she's sneaking people across the border and then, or closer to the border. And then she tries to take a car over the border, literally. And I'm just
it
like,
gets stuck. It's just all these horrible things that she has to go through to smuggle drugs for Lori.
And then right before that, though, she actually comes about to a family. Right before she has to encounter, that they were really nice. They're in Texas. Christian family,
a random farm.
Farm family, and she's like writing a paper. She says she's writing a paper for a college professor about the border or border control.
Something like that,
I thought it was really,
it's pretty funny.
It was inventive. It was inventive. Yeah, it really was. And then this random girl comes up to her and she's all like, "You want milk, Rue?" And she's like, "Oh, it's from
They're definitely rural Texan rancher family.
We're from Texas. I'm just saying.
We don't live in a ranch.
Yeah, we don't live in a ranch.
We don't live in a ranch or a farm. But
we live in the city.
We just thought the opening was just kind of comedic and hilarious. And you're like,
funny.
Rue, what have you gotten
yourself into? What mess are you into now?
Now?
And so she's barely holding on clean, but barely holding on as far as we know, right? She's trying to stay sober, but you can tell the temptation is there. You see that in her eyes. You see, and then of course, right?
Yeah, she's such a good actor.
Yeah, right after that, we get to see what other shit she's fucking doing. She's swallowing fentanyl, and it's just
in those little
bags.
And,
I was like,
they are,
damn,
and it's right. If one pops,
you're dead. You drop dead, and it's just insane to me how she's doing that. And then she brings a friend to get involved in this business, and
it's crazy. Again, it's crazy how Lori still has that control over her, and then she sends her on that job towards the end to deliver the drugs to a different crime boss.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. But
and then again, you just see. Poor Rue. You just want the best for her. You want her to end this cycle and just be in peace with her life and find something purposeful. And so you're just like, Rue. Oh.
Yeah. And then you get to see kind of Cassie really, we see Cassie in a couple scenes later where she's really trying to cope with life. But then we see her starting off as trying to be an influencer, but dressed as a dog, as a sexual dog. And trying to be like this fetish shit, and I'm just like, wow! It's from the trailers,
but it's on the wrong platform. It's like she's trying to do it on Instagram.
On Instagram, no,
trying to gain her following. Online.
Yeah, I'm all like, what?
You see what kind of life she lives, but you obviously very quickly see
the
how
lifestyle
kind of like
she wants.
You very very see how much of a facade it is. Like you know, Nate says we have money, we're good, I'll take care of you. You kind of see really quickly that that's not the case.
No,
and so Cassie can quickly pick up on that. She wants a bigger, better lifestyle. More lavish lifestyle, and what she's willing to do to achieve that.
To achieve it, yeah. And that's the thing too. You get to see what kind of expectations she really wants for her wedding. And it's like, she's like, I don't want no ghetto wedding. But anyway, so that's towards the end. But we get to see her. We get to see Nate take over the family business, if you will. So Nate takes over the dad's business.
But there's a lot on the line.
There's a lot online. He just realized. I love Rue's narrating. I love Zendaya's narrating. And he's realizing very, very quickly it's so hard to build in California. Like it's so hard.
And then you see him kind of like you say those small little things where he's like, oh well, when so and so gets here, just kind of pretend like you're working to make it seem like the project has traction. You know, like almost like playing a part, playing a facade to like investors. So you kind of quickly see how things may not be going great for Nate. He has this facade that he's putting up, this front. With the nice house, the nice car, but in reality, he might be hemorrhaging money. And then that may lead to different decisions, which we catch in the sneak peek later on. That he's probably going to get in trouble later on too, with
where
what,
he owes people
who,
money.
And how. That's to be determined. But it does look like that leads to some, disaster later on for him and possibly Cassie.
No, definitely. And even the outlook of it all, right? And so. Right before that, I forgot I missed a spot. So we kind of get a sneak peek into where Ruse gets with Lisa. Right when she gets back, she hangs out on the couch, and Lisa gives her a lecture. What are you doing, Rue, with your life?
And
with
Rue
her one sock, she can't tell her what she actually does for a living. Her escape reason is being an Uber driver. And we get to see where exactly that Rue and Jules are not communicating very well. They're not communicating at all. And we get to see the Rule and Jules tension is still there. It's still not in a good place. There's definitely distance there and unresolved feel. You could tell because the way she mentioned Jules, unresolved feelings.
You think Jules will return?
I mean, we didn't see her this episode, guys. So she is not in this episode. But you can tell that Rue is definitely still has feelings for Jules. I mean, I feel like that she does. I feel it would even be more so an awkward interaction. And then come to find out, I think we found out the end of the sneak peek where Maddie tells Lisa, I think it's Lisa, about that Jules is what is she? Oh, she's a sugar baby. And we get to see that a little bit. We got a sneak peek of that as well.
Jules,
so.
I think there's just in the sneak peek where she's like, I can make how much money by seeing a guy like how many times a month? So you see her explore that. So when she'll return, we're not sure.
I would assume next episode.
Maybe in the next episode or two, I would say. But she was not, unfortunately, in this one. Oh, I miss Jules.
I think she's in New York too. I think, or something like that, because we see her kind of doing something artistic, and I don't know if she might be in California or not. I don't know. I say she's.
Hopefully, in the next couple episodes, we'll see her where she's at in her timeline.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I can't wait to see Jules come back, and then I can't wait to see Jules and Rue reunite. I'm kind of curious to see how that's gonna go.
I know. Oh man. Okay, so going back to Nate, I would say, Nate's trying to invent himself. He really is here. Even that jokester. Well, it was a joke, but it was like, I can't believe this shit. He was just telling. Remember, he told his foreman, just move shit around. The investors coming. Pretend. They're just moving dirt. They're just moving it. Just pretend we're doing something, and it didn't work out.
It's really definitely a front. You kind of get the feeling that he's hiding things.
He's hiding
definitely his finances.
A lot.
Even though he's driving like the fancy Cybertruck and he has like the fancy house.
Could be always. What do we talk about that? I talk about that a lot, or I listen to that a lot, and I say it a lot. It's like, you only see the outside of what people want to see. You don't see the inside of their finances and everything.
And I'm curious to see how that desperation plays into what's going to happen later on with his character.
Oh yeah,
he's definitely going to be in
trouble.
He's definitely going to get into trouble.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see how that unfolds. Again, with Cassie, you see her kind of at the dinner kind of present that, hey, this is a quick way to make more money in a quick amount of time. The OnlyFans thing, where she wants to take her online content a step in a different direction. And you see that struggle with Nate accepting that. So I'm very curious also to see how that's going to affect his relationship with her.
Here's the thing with me. I'm calling it already. I'm going to predict it, that Nate is actually going to love how much money she's making on there. And he's going to probably take some of her money to pay off the debt that he owes.
I think that, but I also think he is going to like stay with Cassie for the money.
Oh,
but
yeah.
also I think when obviously Maddie gets reintroduced into their lives, it's very obvious. I think
I feel
Maddie
like
was the one who got away.
See, knowing that he was trying to manipulate people to thinking, because he's trying to manipulate the investor. He's more calculated now. He's more manipulated. He's more, I would say, just more controlled and strategic now. The way on certain things is. And I feel like he really is. He's grown to know that. So the fact that he was trying to make sure that they were working, and that was a planned move. That was calculated. So he's getting smarter about that. He really is. So
but he's gonna trip up. It's gonna lead to his downfall.
Obviously, but we'll see what unravels there. But and then of course we get Maddie and Cassie fallout. Are still dealing with the aftermath of last season. So we didn't really get them two together. We did see Maddie. She's an assistant to an agent. Right, an agent influencer,
like for Warner Brothers,
for a talent agency, and so they're making a movie on the Warner Brothers lot.
Yeah, that's pretty
funny.
And
Lisa is an assistant to the director of the movie that she's making, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you see her driving around a little golf cart around the lot, and we're like, oh, we saw that because we actually talked about it. Lot like
years ago. We might actually go back very, very soon. So
we'll see.
Maybe we'll take a picture in front of the sign, the same sign, so many years ago. The same thing, right? That'll be cool. But
yeah, it's just really funny how we were watching and we're like, oh, we saw that because we did the tour.
And see, I would say their relationship is still tensions there, right, between her and Maddie.
So fake because I think they don't meet in this particular episode, but they tease it down the line in the sneak peek.
I think they might meet next episode. I think so.
Maybe, but I am curious. It does seem like it's going to be very like front fake. not genuine at all. I do think they have ulterior motives. Their worlds are going to collide for sure, and I'm just curious to see how that tension is going to culminate.
So here's the thing with Maddie. She's very calculated, and she manipulates Cassie so much. So I feel like that she's gonna get Maddie, Maddie's gonna get Cassie to be more sluttier than normal and to not listen. And I feel like that Cassie's gonna tell Maddie like, hey, Nate told me not to do the boobs in the face at the same time. But Maddie's gonna be like, nah, that's where you get bigger. No, she's gonna manipulate her and to get Nate more and more upset.
Like the wedge between them.
And kind of, I'm calling it. I'm calling it already. I feel like it's gonna happen because she's fucking good at that. She really is. And I mean, not to say I'm very good at that either, but it's definitely, I definitely see myself in those situations right there, manipulating people.
It's not
a good characteristic, but hey, it happens a lot. Whether you influence people to go see movies, like us, we influence.
That's not manipulate. You just influence.
Okay, all right. Anyways, I feel like she's technically an influencer, talent agent, or some weird. So like, I feel like that she's gonna.
That's
I don't know. Well, no, because even more so in the
to say that she works for an agency and to say she's an influencer is a stretch.
No, I know, but like, remember the very sneak peek? She was all like, "Oh, I'm an or I do videography. I could do." She was talking to another girl. I thought she was talking to Cassie. She's not. She's talking to another woman. So I don't know if she has it out for her, so that way she can take her out too. So it's just like, damn, tons of manipulation there.
Again, we'll see how these characters unfold. I can't wait to see how the fallout between Cassie and Maddie unfolds further, if there's ever a chance to reconcile, or if it's just straight revenge sabotage. Like, I'm curious to see which direction it goes. I do agree, and that sounds very plausible that Maddie is very calculated and will do something to
just
sabotage
like Nate.
Cassie.
She's just like Nate,
very much like Nate. And so I like seeing the small little like, okay, I kind of peeped that a little bit. Those little, crumbs, if you will. But I can't wait to see the rest of the season and see how their two characters unfold. Yeah, no, definitely. Shifting over the conversation, Fezco, he is present, but not they're spoken about, right? So we don't really see him on camera and everything, but they do talk about him. He's in prison, and the show acknowledges the situation, setting up an emotional impact later. We'll see how it unravels, because obviously it's to get recasted and everything. So we get to see. That's gonna be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how they're gonna reintroduce his character. So Sam Levinson did a great speech right before the premiere, and he was just like, I wanted to really, really get his character right. And I feel like we did a great memorabilia to the guy that plays him. So it just Angus, right? Angus, yeah. And then also, obviously, Eric Dane also passed away too. Yeah. So I am kind of curious to see if they're going to touch on Cal's character. I think Nate's going to have this flashback where his dad, because essentially, I feel like the way Sam Levinson did it, and again, this is not taking advantage of the situation, but we know that he passed away and everything. He knew he was sick, so they could have played that into the character of the written it like that. That could be plausible if he was okay with it. Because again, I feel like Sam Levinson would have been like, "Hey, I still want you part of it. Can we write you to where you're with respect, of course, and I feel like that. I mean, he's getting paid, so I mean, I feel like that if that's his last role, because essentially this is his last role, we're gonna see him in a TV or a movie and everything. So sad. Because I feel like that he did. I could have sworn I saw someone that confirmed that he is in here in this series, obviously playing playing his sick dad and everything. So I feel like that it would be, for me, I would love it more so because it pays respect towards the actor and everything. And I feel like that it sends his character off in such a high note, I would say, to kind of, see that. And then Nate kind of has this, empathy and this emotional state because he's losing his dad. So hopefully we get to see that a little bit more. But I'm again pretty excited for this. Is a great opening episode series start, if you will, series start, season start. Again, I can't wait to see. I am kind of curious. This episode was about an hour and 2 minutes, right? Yep, hour and 2 minutes. I am curious to see if they get longer. And I'm okay the last series finale, or not the series, season finale. It could be series finale. It could be series finale. But if they're gonna make it maybe an hour and a half or two, I'm okay with an hour and a half. When it goes to 2 hours, I'm like, I don't know. But anyways, I'll be happy. It was a good episode length.
And then you can mention the last part now. You already mentioned it already in the beginning, which we get to see Rue show up. She gets the last package.
Yes,
she shows up to this guy's
that was the closing
Alamo.
Issue. This new crime boss, Alamo Brown.
Well, he's a pimp. He's a pimp.
I would say crime boss because I think he does drugs and women. But,
he's a pimp.
But yeah, you see Rue kind of like basically.
But he's a rich pimp. He's a rich pimp.
You kind of basically see Rue kind of beg him like, "Hey, I don't want to be in the drug business with Lori. I would like to work in the club instead, basically managing women." And so you see kind of something goes wrong, of course, because, you know, Rue can't catch a break. Yeah. And she's kind of put in a rock in a hard place, you know, and he ends up kind of testing her like faith, if you will, or testing her luck with the apple on the head and shooting. And of course she makes it out fine, and you're kind of like, now what's going to happen with her character? Yeah. Now that she has, and they tease it in the sneak peek, now that she essentially kind of transitions over to this new job, how does that affect her business with Lori? Yeah. And how does that affect Lori and this new crime boss's business? That's exactly very interesting to see that.
Her best girl, essentially, like the biggest drug mule.
Yeah, because Ruth says that in her narration that she became the best drug muler for her. And to lose that, that's going to be very interesting to see them kind of go head to head with Rue. Yeah. Which I don't know if this is the smartest thing.
Rue says something very, very great, and I really did appreciate that. And before I say it, though, I have to go back to her and Coleman Domingo talking about faith, talking about God, talking about what if I was religious and everything. And Coleman Domingo's like, you don't believe in God, and like he believes in God. You could feel that. You see him preaching. You see him saying, you know, well, that, you know, and Rue says, what do I do? What do I freaking do? I just pick up a Bible and read it. And Coleman Domingo goes, that's a start. And it's like, dude, I love Coleman Domingo. He was preaching up there, and he was just saying, you either have faith or you don't. And I love that. I love Coleman Domingo's character in here. I mean, ever since we saw him in season 2, his mentor, Coleman. And I love so that scene. That's that diner scene. I love their diner scene. Even we got him in this special. Remember the Euphoria special where we got him and Rue just talking about life. That. And that was such a great episode. And so, it's just raw vulnerability, and I just love it so much. I feed off that, and I just love that. But, you know, the ending of this episode, you know, closes on Rue's alone. You know, she's narrating this last part, right? But I noticed sometimes her tone changes. It definitely sounding more instead of sounding chaotic or numb, she's more self-aware, but also very uncertain of her future. You know, because we get to see that. We get to see like the shooting of the apple and everything. And then what does Alamo say? Alamo says, what does he say? He's all like, let's see if you believe in God, or like, what does he say? You know, he says like, let's see if God believes in you. That's what he said. There you go. That's what it is. And I love that. That's a great saying. I love how
it was just crazy.
Really good writing.
Before it cuts to that scene with the apple, you just see like the smirk on his face. You could tell he has not a lot of good things. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, what does he have in store for Rue?
And then also at the same time, while Rue is there enjoying the company of Alamo, we come to find out that Lori's package actually has fentanyl and was meant to kill them.
And it
killed one of the girls.
Which was so sad because she was so nice.
She was the fucking nice one.
Yeah, because Rue stumbles upon the restroom. The girl's just trying to help fix her top, and
with their tits out.
So Rue's like, she asks Rue for help. Rue, she's like, oh, you're like, she's insecure. Rue compliments her, and he just, it's a sweet moment.
But Rue was interested in her,
and then you just kind of see it pan to where you're like, oh no, that's the girl that OD. Like you just saw her, and she was just so sweet. And you definitely feel bad for Rue because you're just like, wow, now like she can't catch a break. Yeah. She was in it good with this guy, this new crime boss. Now I feel like that just turned the tables for her. Yeah. What other mess is she gonna get into, my homegirl?
Well, she almost admits in a voiceover that, you know, staying sober isn't a clean victory. It really isn't. It's not. And she still feels empty and disconnected. That's why she's leading. That's why she was listening to the Bible and audio, and she was Ubering.
That was funny. And I appreciate the episode's like humorous moments. Yeah. It was well placed. I thought it was pretty.
It's
pretty
such
funny.
Good writing. That's what I'm saying. It's such good fucking writing. And the guy, I think the guy was with his dog. I was like, he's all listening.
That was funny. It was funny. Like I said, it had its moments. Certain things were just super humorous. Great job.
Yeah, and one of the key things, she's not relapsing because she has been sober, but she's still not okay either.
Right.
So I feel like she's not okay. She still doesn't have her moment yet in the world, right? Rue being clean doesn't really fix her deeper issues. I feel like she needs a therapist really, really bad. She really does. She feels so disconnected to the world that she doesn't belong in this world. I feel like I see that in her eyes. I see that in her character. I see that when she's just dancing, the way she dances, you just feel like she wants to be connected somehow bigger than what she is. She's tired of being alone. She wants to be a part of something bigger than what she is. That's why she's interested in religion. That's why she's interested in church, because church, family, and it's one of the key things in life, and I feel like that because she doesn't really connect with her mom, she's trying to create this family upbringing, if you will, by getting with Alamo and the girls, because it's like she feels connected, out of Lori, because she's a piece of shit. She really is. She really is. And you get to see that, but also that addiction was a symptom, but not the root problem. I would say we get to see that more because. Get this, Rue is not doing drugs right now, but she still feels disconnected. So we found out, at least I'm reading it more deeper now. I just realized that, like she's not on drugs. She still feels disconnected. So what's the real problem
again
here?
She's just trying to find purpose outside of the drugs. And
it's not even the drug part though. It's just the fact that you want to feel connected with someone or with a bigger, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not even the drug part. But I feel like the drug part was just something she went to because she didn't want to have that feeling anymore, So call me crazy, but and I feel like that she's almost not really an identity crisis, but it's definitely leading up to there because she doesn't know where she belongs in this season and in this world. I would even say more so, she presents reality in a way to where like she doesn't feel. I feel like that she just doesn't even feel anything at this moment. Like she just kind of feels like just in the norm. But I'll leave it at that, guys. But it's hopeful, it's unsettling, and it's really leaves you at a cliffhanger because knowing that she did survive and she laughs her ass off and she kind of just unveils all of that. I don't know. A lot
of emotion. I think his comment was like, she's definitely a tweaker or something like that.
Bottom line is Rue is alive, sober, but is definitely lost.
And still in trouble.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. Hopefully you stayed tuned for this whole episode. If you did, we're at 38 minutes in, guys. So thank you so much for listening to our podcast episode. As always, I am your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Takadianj.
This is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Stay tuned. We got other episodes coming out. Stay tuned. Every Sunday, we're going to be knocking this out for our Euphoria. And get ready, guys, because this is season 3. I'm excited for what's to unravel here. Have a good one, guys. See you at the movies. Latest.